Hopefully, it's only 4 hours and not 8. October 20, 10 District Court, courtroom number. Full. Judge Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Edgeworth, the prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Phoenix, the prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Judge, today will be the final day of this trial. I hope that both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement. Edgeworth, in yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Judge, very well. Phoenix, Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. Judge, you may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. Edgeworth, the prosecution, calls Ms. D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? Oh, this will be fun. Vasquez. ... I am a producer for Global Studios. D. Vasquez. I am a producer for Global Studios. Edgeworth, on the day of the murder, you were in the trailer and studio, Darren. Vasquez, as everyone here knows, yes. Edgeworth. ... question mark. Vasquez. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. How many hot coffees is he going to crush today? Edgeworth Turf. Judge me very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. My, if I know she did it, make her pay. Phoenix, all right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Hopefully that's only a metaphor. The day of the murder. I entered the trailer a little before noon. The meeting began at 12:00 sharp. It ended at 4:00. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio One. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later, when we all went to Studio One. That all. Judge him. Okay, so let's put some details in order here. So we know they can get to Studio One between 2:15 and 4:30. Which is why Hammer wound up at Studio. The question is, how killed Hammer, and how did the costume end up back in the dressing room? Presumably Vasquez or her golfers. She introduced us at the last minute. Just move the body from Studio 2 to Studio 1. Judge, I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you. Vasquez, the van. Well, that's how the body got moved then. Judge, Vasquez, there's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. And we couldn't investigate it. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with that monkey's head toppling over. Judge, I see. Very well. Mister, right, your cross-examination. Maya, this is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. Phoenix, by yourself. Vasquez, yes. Phoenix, and you didn't stop in at the employee area. Vasquez, no. Phoenix, ... Are you always this terse? Vasquez, yes? Phoenix, oh dear. Phoenix. Did no one leave during the meeting? Vasquez, no one. Vasquez, ... Phoenix, ... the sequel. Phoenix. See, come on, let's talk a bit more about that.
Objection!
Edgeworth. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. To Vasquez. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. Edgeworth? Phoenix. And when exactly was that? Vasquez. I've forgotten. Phoenix. ... the third. Vasquez. The ... Revenge of the Sith. Phoenix, maybe you could try remembering. Vasquez, number. Edgeworth, the meeting ended at 4:00, and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5 here. I would think it was between those times. Phoenix, you would think. Come on, all you did was state the obvious. Edgeworth. Phoenix, hold on. You had Sal take you. What does that mean? Vasquez, that means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Phoenix, all right.
Hold it!
Phoenix, and what were you doing during that time? Vasquez, don't hit your desk. Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Edgeworth, yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. Vasquez, ... another one bites the dust. Vasquez, it was a 15-minute break.
Hold it!
Phoenix, do you have someone who can verify this? Vasquez Cell. Phoenix. No, I mean someone else. Vasquez, one person is enough. Phoenix, if she committed murder during that break. She wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak. Didn't Sal have 2 plates? Maya, well, Nick, find anything. Phoenix, I kind of wish you'd said a little more. Maya, it's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. Maya, but I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said somewhere. So we pressed her on everything.
Objection!
I mean, the obvious clue is the stake. Phoenix. Ha, as I thought. Vasquez. Dot 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 dot, A New Hope. Good night, Stride. Phoenix, you claim you ate a Tabone steak. But I say you did not. Judge W, what's this now, Miss Wright? Phoenix, look at this. That is not a T-bone steak. There's no T-bone. Though I wonder if that's what the game is looking for. Judge, it's a plate. Phoenix, this plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Edgeworth, Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Phoenix, exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Ms. Vasquez and Mr. Manoa ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Phoenix, Miss Vasquez. Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? Well, if they were a hyena maid, or a dog that likes to bury bones. I laughed at the first statement. Phoenix, you didn't eat any steak during that break? You took your steak and threw it somewhere like that incinerator. What wouldn't Sal have just eaten it? Vasquez, ... The Empire Strikes Back. Judge, I see. Then what was Ms. Vasquez doing during her break? Phoenix, meeting the Steel Samurai. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Judge order. What are you saying? Phoenix, yes, Your Honor. Phoenix says as Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak. She ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Huh? I'm gonna say with the spike on the fence. What she knew was deadly because it killed someone before. Judge and Mr. Wright. Isn't that a little presumptuous?
Objection!
Edgeworth, what kind of stunt are you trying to pull, right? Vasquez, let him claim what he wants. You say I did it. Phoenix, yes. Vasquez, fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Return of the Jidu. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Phoenix, any day, Vasquez. Maya, good click neck. Vasquez, let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Phoenix, yes. Vasquez, I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? Phoenix, I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Vasquez hard. You see. Phoenix, yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. The Force Awakens. Vasquez meaning. The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. Judge, what is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. Phoenix, I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon.
Take that!
I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. Edgeworth, that is the murder weapon. Keep in mind that 1. It's a pearl. 2. It's been repaired. With duct tape. Phoenix, not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run through. But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Whoa, I'm just jumping the gun on the clothes, aren't I? Now tell me, how was it possible? For someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this, through the chest. Judge, oh, order. Edgeworth, Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Vasquez, silence. I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard. Poor Edgeworth. Edgeworth, Mom. Vasquez, are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? fighting the defense are we? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was? How was Hammer killed? Judge, well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? Phoenix, would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? Judge, I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then.
Take that!
Phoenix, look at this photo. Judge, what is this? Judge, why that jackhammer standing at the top of the stairs? Judge, oh, order, order. If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright. What is this all about? Phoenix, this photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. Edgeworth, what does this have to do with the current case? Phoenix, Mr. Edgeworth. You still can't see it? Hey. I was right. Phoenix, see the fallen man in this photo. See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? Edgeworth, hey, what? Are you saying? Phoenix, yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. Judge, Mr. Wright, continue. Phoenix, it's 2:30 on the day of the murder. Ms. Steve Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. Vasquez, ... exclamation. Edgeworth, by in other words the victim, Mr. Hammer. He died in the same way that he caused another man to die. "5 years ago." Phoenix, precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Vasquez ... Ho ho. Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. Phoenix, you deny that what I say is true. Vasquez ... for the 9th time. Mr. Wright. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio One, was it not? And in the evil magistrate costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio One? And returned to the trailer, all in the space of a 15-minute break. How could I have disposed of the body? Phoenix. ... Edgeworth. The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death? then carried to Studio One and placed inside his costume. Yes, that's exactly what I said. Even back when we were told there was no blood, I knew the body had to have been moved. There wasn't enough time. Judge, I'm indeed. Well, Mr. Bright, how could she have dealt with the body? What if she had another way to carry the body other than with her own hands? Vasquez, for instance. Actually, for better there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Vasquez, interesting. Let's hear it then. Judge, Mr. Wright. Please show us how she carried the body.
Take that!
Phoenix, Mr. Vasquez. You carried the body to Studio One. And you used the studio van to do it. Phoenix, recall your testimony. Vasquez says there was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio One. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van ride. I had Sal drive me. the van to carry the body to Studio One. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume.
Objection!
Edgeworth, hold on, right? Don't forget it was Salmonella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course, Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no Amos. Vasquez could have done it alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the steel samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. You know, I didn't even think about them disposing of it. I'm sure the wardrobe department would have had others. The Start Incinerator was the Chekhov gun the whole time. Phoenix, they probably burned it in that small incinerator. Phoenix, well, Ms. Vasquez. Shall I continue? Vasquez, ... so many times. No need. You're smarter than you look, mister, right? Emph. I lose. You win. It was fun. Phoenix, I win. ... From everyone. Phoenix, Finn. So what happens next? Vasquez, question mark. Phoenix, don't me. Don't you have anything to say? Vasquez, what would you like me to say? Phoenix, huh? I lost. Something like that. Vicky is. I just said that. Oh, wait, so you mean. D. Vasquez? So it was you? You killed Jackhammer. More dots all around. Vasquez, who can say? Phoenix, huh? Vasquez, are you sure I did? Miss the right. We just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of the battle You proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Phoenix, or right. Vasquez, but that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. Phoenix. Wait, that. Judge, order. Judge, Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Edgeworth, a moment. So of course, it's as the witness says. Dot. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Phoenix, dot, exclamation point inside brackets. Edgeworth isn't sure. Vasquez, dot, and beyond. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? I'm getting that you know there's a wrong answer here somewhere feeling. I'd like you to testify again. Judge, testify again. Vasquez, know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said again? Phoenix. You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Phoenix, damn. To come so far only to fail. Judge, as it seems there are no further questions. Miss Vasquez, you did it. That wasn't a question. Phoenix, ... Did you do it? Vasquez number. Judge, Mr. Wright. Phoenix, why, yes, Your Honor. Judge, I'm not sure that question helped this court get any closer to a verdict. So nothing then. Is there not another prompt to prove things?
Objection!
What? Edgeworth, you were so quiet. Judge, yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Edgeworth, I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. Judge, I see very well.
Objection!
Edgeworth, you're on there. I request that the witness testify again. Vasquez, you are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. Edgeworth, I just want to hear your testimony again. Vasquez, does this make any sense to Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Judgy, Mr. Edgeworth. I, too, see little point in making Ms. Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Edgeworth month? Well, yes. Dot. Indeed. Verily I say. Ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. Judge, after they found the body. Judge, after they found the body. Judge, very well. Judge, the witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Vasquez humph. Maya, Nick? Why did Edgeworth? Phoenix, who knows? He probably realized she did it too. Maya, but. Wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that. Phoenix, Edgeworth. After finding the body. Vasquez, I was with Sal and Oldbeg, the security lady, when we found the body. Him. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. The security lady, Old Bag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. Judge him. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, you're cross-examined, Tino. Maya. Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now. But if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Phoenix, right.
Hold it!
Phoenix, what time was that? Vasquez, we were to meet at 50 for the rehearsal. So I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio? Vasquez, about 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? Vasquez, they weren't there yet. So it was just Sal and her. Phoenix, well, I just heard something pop. One said, I just opened up the computer. Okay, well, I don't smell anything burning, so I'm going to assume it was bubble red. Phoenix, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Sal Manella's help. That was oil. What did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Phoenix, B-boy. Judge, the witness will continue her testimony.
Hold it!
Phoenix, the script and your direction notes. Didn't you make us do that? Vasquez, yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. Phoenix, no, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? It was in the director's chair, wasn't it? Vasquez. Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to reheat anything. Phoenix, why? Vasquez, there was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Phoenix. Oh yeah, I guess. Judge, hey. Very well. Miss Vasquez, please continue.
Objection!
Edgeworth, Your Honor. I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Phoenix, huh? I have to admit that seeing Edgeworth not object to Phoenix is different. Edgeworth, think. Edgeworth, Miss. Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Judge, order, order. Mr. Edgeworth. Edgeworth, ... Judge, what you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? Edgeworth ... I appreciate the concern. Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez. Do you have an explanation? Phoenix, I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. Vasquez. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? Keep in mind that she's a witness, not the one on trial. Vasquez, no matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Judge, Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. So there is an issue with this statement. If you remember what Wendy said when Powers was injured, only 4 people were present.
Objection!
Phoenix, you knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. Phoenix, it was Will Powers. Judge, Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Phoenix, yes, mister. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. but that because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Vasquez be pretending. Phoenix, one person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. No? Why do you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? Vasquez ... exclamation. I already said it was Sal who told me. Teach, that's right, he must have gotten it wrong. Phoenix, I think not. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Phoenix, actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Miss Hammer limping with your own eyes. Judge, yes, Buff. Wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Phoenix, yes, but remember. Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Judge, Phoenix. And when was he doing this? Edgeworth, why? It would have to have been after he put on the steel samurai costume. And went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Phoenix, exactly. Phoenix or Vasquez. You met him, didn't you? You saw the steel samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that steel samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Judge, order, order. I will have order. Edgeworth, a witness. Can you refute this claim? Vasquez, Herman. The endless sequel. More dots. Phoenix, yeah. Let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Vasquez, dot. Very well. I have a question for you. Can you really cross-examine the defense lawyer? As the witness. Phoenix, Irk. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Vasquez. Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death, nothing. Judge Aham. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Phoenix, okay. I have proof and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Ms. Lissu's motive in this murder. This is my proof. Judge, this is a photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. Vasquez ... exclamation. Phoenix, I'm right, aren't I, Vasquez? Funny how witnesses turn into growling dogs when they have nothing to say. Vasquez, Hermuth. Phoenix. 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day. 5 years ago. Vasquez. ... Phoenix. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. Edgeworth, his guilt weighed him down, no doubt. Phoenix, however. U.D. Vasquez used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Vasquez, humph. Edgeworth, bringing us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. High Overlord Ozzy. Phoenix. Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for the X-Star. Edgeworth then. Judge, one moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if... as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Ms. Vasquez have? Vasquez. Yes, that right. According to what you sing. I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Well, no kidding, you hanging on to creepy Sarah. Judge, Mr. Wright. Phoenix, okay.
Take that!
Phoenix. This is my proof. It took me a second to notice the raid part of that. Judge, and this tells us why Ms. Vasquez wanted to kill Mr. Hammer. Vasquez, I'd say all it proves is that the defense attorney has completely lost his marbles. Irk. Judge, Mr. Wright, the court requests that you find your marbles immediately. And I'm afraid I have to penalize you for this waste of the court's time. Maya. Nick, we're so close. Think this one through, please. Judge, Mr. Wright, I'll ask you again. Phoenix. She had no motive, Your Honor. Judge, what's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. Phoenix soulmates. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. Edgeworth, what that now? Phoenix, it's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. Edgeworth, what? WHAT. Phoenix, Your Honor. Yeah, the drugging of the food famous too. Hammer was basically the big arrow pointing to Mr. Hammer being up to no good. Though good grief, Miss Vasks and co-conspirators were the ones who tried to pin it on Powers. Hi, Overlord Ezzy. Let me get actual water. Phoenix, Jackhammer drugged Mr. Powers was sleeping. Pill. Jackhammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jackhammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jackhammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Phoenix, so you did do it, didn't you? Vasquez, yes. I am guilty. It was Moon. Someone call an ambulance. Teach, there's blood everywhere. We're too late. Miss Vasquez. What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel. Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No, how could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... Now, Manuel Manuel. Don't touch him, Ms. Vasquez. Yeah, no. Please don't die. Please don't die. Please. Vasquez, congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. Judgy, Mr. Edgeworth. Wordy Vasquez. In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. I'm mad, it's okay. I think I'm almost done the third case. Judge, I say. Judge, I see. Judge, Mr. Wright. Phoenix, yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Phoenix, I thank you, Your Honor. Edgeworth. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so was only natural, not a miracle. Thus, yes. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant is to Will Powers. Not guilty. Judge, that is all. This court is adjourned. October 20, 112 Defendant Lobby Number. Will, I don't know what to say. First game yet. Will, thank you so much. Phoenix, I'm just glad you're okay. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think so. The localization is a bit off. Like old bag is a name, seriously. I couldn't bear to keep typing it, so I went with her first name the second I got the chance to. Will, yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez. But to think that he tried to frame me for the murder. It makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Phoenix Icha. Will, tell me. Phoenix, well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because...
Take that!
It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Well, because I was the Steel Samurai. Phoenix, Mr. Hammer was a big star once. But he was reduced to acting in a kid's show, and as the villain to boot. The kids love the Steel Samurai. And so he hated you. Well, I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him anytime. Phoenix, I think you're missing the point. Will. Dot. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I, so am I. Maya, congratulations, WP. Will. Oh, yeah. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Seifel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Question. Is something wrong? Maya, and no, oh, of course not. Nah. The Nick Edgeworth. Edgeworth ... So many ... in this case. Edgeworth, say something right. I'm not good at small talk. Phoenix, huh? What? That was too bad. Edgeworth. You don't waste any time loading, do you? Phoenix, now I really want to thank you. Phoenix, Vesquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Well, pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. Edgeworth. Oh, really? Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Oh, so that why he didn't press very hard for a conviction. Phoenix, liar. Edgeworth dot dot dot. Edgeworth, right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Maya, meet again? Edgeworth, however. In retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Phoenix, unnecessary feelings. Edgeworth, yes. Unease and uncertainty. Phoenix, aren't those kind of necessary? Edgeworth, they only serve to get in my way. Edgeworth, you listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. All like that will happen. That's what I came here to tell you. I happen to know there are at least 2 more games. Cause this is called Trilogy. Well, I'm Mr. Right. Was that guy your friend? Maya, what friend says it? They're rivals, rivals. Right? The occasional piece of 90s lingo that drops into this game sometimes makes remember how old it actually is. Phoenix, for now we're I guess. Maya, huh? And all the hosts tell you it was an American localization team. Maya, why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Simonek, tell me, what's the deal with you and Edgeworth? Phoenix. And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Cats. Maya. Nick? This is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right? Phoenix. I'll admit I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. But you have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Phoenix. Fine, fine. I'll do it. Phoenix getting goaded into Gachi. Maya, isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. Phoenix, I done it. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. The end. So that was the end of the third case for Phoenix Wright. I'm sorry it took so long to get through. Hi, what day did I start it? Looks like I started it on December 11th. So what I kind of decided is that when I start streaming during a week, which is usually Friday, start with something that has a bit of a known playtime. So some kind of point-and-click adventure or visual novel-esque thing. Then after that probably something on the Switch, and then something new on Sunday. I kind of don't want to be on two story games at once. Considering that everything I play tends to be a story game. What I mean by that is that different store. Like I can play PSO2 or FFXIV, but not on the same day. So I've fixed the tool I used on Phoenix Wright for making the text work with my other tools. It will work on Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. But if I start playing Final Fantasy 1-3, it's going to be something like the entire game in 1 or 2 sittings. That's just how I play RPG games. Like if you watched me play World of Final Fantasy, I basically just sat there and played it for like 5-8 hours at a time. Oh, whoa, I'm yawning uncontrollable. Who should I raid? The funny thing is, the way I keep schedules, anyone I raid is either Pacific time and ending, like me, or Australian, and starting. Let's go with Chalice and if they're just playing Genshin.